Alright guys, stream is starting today for January 27th, 2020. We're going to go live right now, make sure everything is good to go, and make sure the thumbnail looks good when the email alerts go out. Here we go right now. Taking a look, see how everything is coming along. There is the email alert. Let's take a look and see how it looks. Hopefully it cleans itself up. That's why I started a little bit early, just to make sure. Make sure it's good to go. It looks like it's sorting itself out right now. So I started a little early to prevent things like this. Okay, I think we're okay. Streams are dropping. Let's make sure we're good. Test. That's why we do things a couple minutes before. Make sure we get all the bugs out of the system. And we did a little bit of work with did some work on my computer to kind of adjust it a little bit. That has to do with the internet. It has nothing to do with the computer's processing here. So that kind of dropped there. Have to fix that issue. Hopefully this will be sorted. That would look to be my little computer on the side here is having issues. Probably because of the internet, most likely. We're going to reset this again and try one more time. Hopefully it's not an issue there. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Testing, 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 1, 2, 1, 2. If not, I'll just drop the stuff into the chat tonight. I had everything kind of organized how I wanted to do it. But if I have to do it, dropping the images into the chat, I will do that as well. Technical difficulties, I can't sort of bypass that problem. Again, hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to reboot my little tablet over here. We're coming up to 9 o'clock, starting of the stream. It's going to be a little bit on the awkward side just because I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. Hopefully they'll sort themselves out as the stream progresses, which I think they will be. I'm going to restart my little tablet here, and hopefully we'll take care of that. You may hear it reboot. So drink for tonight's choice. We're doing a little bit of Mountain Dew. Right here, a little Mountain Dew. Again, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Again, I cannot hear myself talking when I do these streams. Unfortunately, I can't hear anything else. That is my tablet rebooting. Again, Mountain Dew for tonight. We got some interesting stuff we're talking about in tonight's stream. I haven't did one since, I think, the beginning of January. I think it was the first or second week of January. I was going to do one last week. Hey, Jackie, thanks for coming into the chat tonight. OMG, how's it going, sir? Had to work out a couple bit of bugs. Had some latency happening. It looks like it's all good to go now. I was going to do the stream last week, but because of London Toy Fair, which is the reason why I delayed this and not started the stream last week, is because they had reveals on both Monday and Tuesday, and I wanted to wait at least a couple days until everything came in and then start it tonight. That was the idea. Hopefully everything will be good. I'm going to try to reconnect my little tablet here. I had some issues a couple minutes ago. Hopefully it doesn't drop it in the middle of the stream is what I'm hoping. If not, I'll just put in links to the website I'm going to be citing. Hopefully that will show up with no issues, but it may or may not work. We shall see what happens here. I have to probably reset it, but looks like it's having some problems. So I'm just probably going to drop the links into the website so you guys can see what I am looking at. Again, unfortunately, I have to deal with a little tablet since I don't have another extra video card hooked up to my computer. Is how I'm going to be doing this. And OMG, your box went out yesterday. I'll be talking about that shortly. So we're at the top of the hour, guys. It is 9 o'clock. We're talking in the stream. I'm going to try to reset this one more time if I can get this thing to work. Hopefully, if not, then I will just drop the links from the website that I'm going to be citing the information from so you can see kind of what I am looking at. So, yeah, I'm going to kill the little tablet right now. It's not working the way I wanted to, so we're going to just take it out of the picture. Again, thank you for everybody coming into the stream tonight. I can't see what's inside the window, so I have to come over here and click what's going on over here. Because, unfortunately, my screen happened to die, my little monitor. It's, I think, the connection to the new apartment. I believe the internet's not as fast as my old internet was, so it's causing a bit of latency, and it's causing this disconnect from happening all the time. So, unfortunately, I have to deal with what I have to work with. So we have at least 2 people in the chat tonight. Thanks for you guys coming in. So let's get to it. First thing is first, let's talk about Funko Pickups. If you guys may or may not have seen the toy hunting video, well, it's not even a toy video, it was a Funko review, because it really wasn't a toy hunt, per se. I was able to get the new Iron Maiden Pops, and I'll show them off to you right now. Let me spin around and pick them up. These are brand spanking new. These have not yet really, there's not a whole lot of videos online that talk about these guys. So I was kind of like first to the market to get my hands on these pops, and I'm very, very happy to, when I did the video review, it's doing very, very well for me on the channel right now. I think it has up to 100 views on it, which usually for a Funko video doesn't happen for until like several weeks or months later is when I start getting a lot of traction with a video. So we're talking about these guys right here, the Iron Maiden Pops. Brand new. Came out about a week ago. And this is series number 1. They are making more Iron Maiden Pops. Now, one thing I kind of hinted at in that video, these 4 Pops are the first 4 albums that Iron Maiden came out with when they debuted all their albums. So these first 4 Pops are reminiscent to those 4 album covers. Of course, in order, it was the Iron Maiden from the Iron Maiden album. This is Eddie, right here. Next one we had was from Killers. That one right here. Much bigger head. Looks really, really cool. If you have not seen that video, I did, again, a full video unboxing of all 4 of these pops. Then we had the Number of the Beast, which was very similar to this one. Now, one thing I didn't talk about between these 2 pops, even Jackie pointed it out on the video, in the notes, in the comments. If you look at his eyes, they're little fireballs. I didn't mention that in the video, which I kind of forgot about. I was very, very happy to showcase it up. And he has a little ball of fire, which is like a clear plastic material right here. Looks really, really cool. And of course, the last one, which was kind of the oddball out, which was the Peace of Mind Eddie. So these are reminiscent to the first 4 album covers that Iron Maiden put out through their first 4 albums. So I'm assuming the next wave of Iron Maiden Pops will probably be the next 4 albums. I would assume, if they follow this pattern, per se. Also, let me know, guys, in the chat, can you hear me okay? Again, I cannot hear myself talking, so I don't know if it sounds good enough. I have the mic jacked up pretty high. Now, I mentioned that I was having a little bit of computer problems earlier. I had computer issues for a while. For about 3 years, I was running with my hard drive at 100% capacity. There was a Windows bug in Windows 10, which was causing my hard drive to work at, like, redline, at maximum throughput or output for years, and it was straining my computer. So I decided to throw hardware at a software problem. There's a bug in Windows 10. It's a known bug. Short of me reformatting my entire computer system, which I didn't want to do, I threw a solid state 1 terabyte drive on this. So it should be working much faster. I can't control my, excuse me, my internet connection. That thing I can't fight with, but I can fight with the way my computer works efficiently, and it's much more efficient and works much better than it did before. One thing that I want to talk about besides that, and of course the Iron Maiden Pops aside, is the next Funko Pop Battle. We're going to be starting that hopefully tomorrow, if there's no other issues. As far as the round of competition, it's going to be the 8-bit Jason Voorhees against the Alien Xenomorph in the quarterfinal. That'll be the first video. It's going to be Superman Legion of Collectors versus Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. That's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, who won, versus 90s cartoon Disney Goliath. And Venom Lethal Protector against the surprise winner, Psylocke. Those are the 4 rounds of competition that we're going to be doing, starting hopefully this coming Tuesday. This Tuesday is when I'm going to be starting that video, if everything goes according to plan. It may or may not, I don't know yet, but if everything goes status quo, which will be starting tomorrow as far as recording of this stream, that's when I should be doing the Funko Pop Battle stuff. It's been long overdue. I do apologize. Again, middle of the move, getting stuff organized, getting the computer now working the way it really needs to be. It should be working fine now. This coming Thursday's video, OMG's, I'm working with a trade box with him. And I sent my box off to him Sunday. I think he sent me his box Sunday. So I should be getting his box around Thursday of this week if everything goes based on the post. Hopefully I get it that day. That's going to be an unboxing video. It's going to be a trade box him and I do. I'll talk more about that box on Thursday's video. So keep your eyes open for that. I love doing trade boxes. If you're watching this video on the live stream, thank you very much for tuning in. If you don't, I do love doing trade boxes. Price point for the trade boxes are usually about $50 where I usually cap them at. I never, if I say I put a price on a box, I never keep it that box. Yep, that's it. I figured. I think yours is coming tomorrow, OMG Tom. I think yours is coming tomorrow. It was very, very fast. Faster than I thought it would be. And it's funny because I didn't know that the location that you shipped it from shipped FedEx. Because the problem I was running into is that sending it out USPS was extremely, extremely expensive. It was more expensive shipping it out through the normal USPS than it was through a FedEx or a UPS store, which was kind of surprising by me. It was close to $50 to ship that box out. I'm like, why is it so expensive? And it was about half that price to ship it out FedEx. So I'm very, very happy about it. Keep your eyes open for that box, OMG Toms. So let's talk about the big thing. Let's talk about the stuff that I really want to do this video about, which was London Toy Fair 2020. Yeah, I didn't know it was that cheap. London Toy Fair 2020 happens every year. I think for the last, as far as I know, 4 or 5 years, London Toy Fair has been happening. At least 4 or 5 years. And very similar to the Toy Fair that we'll see in the middle of this year. They release all sorts of new Funko stuff. Very, very happy with what they released. So I'm going to bring links up in the chat. They're also in the description box of this video. Unfortunately, there's issues with me trying to do this through my little tablet. It's not connecting. So whatever the case may be, I can't get it. I keep losing. It won't swing over. So my little tablet's not going to work. Oh, I might have just got it. Hold on. I might have gotten it. I might have fixed it. Let's see if I can get this to work. Let's see if I can get this to work. I might have fixed the issue. I hope I did. Let's see if I can get this to work. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 1 second, guys. I might have fixed the problem. The page wasn't, it was, my little tablet was showing it like in sleep mode. So I might have fixed the problem. So I'll hopefully be able to cast this over to my little tablet, bearing any problem. So here we go. Let me move this over a little bit because I got caught up on my little window here. 1 second. There we go. This is going to be an hour-long stream. If you guys are worried, it's not 30 minutes. Usually when we stream like this, it's usually an hour. So let's get to it. So let me cast this over here. And first, let me give you the link to the main page we're using, which is this one right here, which I don't know why the page is not. Let me refresh the page real quick here. There we go. So here's the page to all their main stuff. So here's the page we're using. I'm using Bleeding Cool. A pretty well-established web page. They're in the description box of this video. Let me cast it over real quick here to you guys. Let me swing it over, and it's right. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the Toy Fair reveals from Bleeding Cool website. So I'm going to bring you guys kind of side by side so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm going to make this a little smaller. We'll go right about there. So it might be a little bit of a. There we go. Perfect. So this is everything that's kind of been condensed onto one page. So if you're looking to find everything all in one spot, this is a website I found that gave me all the reveals. They had multiple, like, as they were putting this out on Monday of last week, they're putting links throughout the entire day. And I wanted to get a good way of looking at everything all in one place. Basically a one-stop shop, if you will. Again, drink it tonight's choice. We're doing some Mountain Dew right here. So hopefully you can see this okay. I didn't lose the web page. Hold on. Look, I'm getting some latency again. 1 second. Let me test this, make sure this is okay. Hopefully you can see me okay. Yep, no, it dropped it again. No, I gotta go by what I was doing. Unfortunately, guys, I gotta go by what I'm doing again. The little tablet thing here just keeps dying on me. Let me just go back to what I was doing. Sorry about that. Yep, so I gotta go with the links, unfortunately. My little tablet the internet connection here is just too weak. Or I need a new adapter, one of the two. Which I can look into getting a new adapter. That's not too bad. So I'll try that maybe next week, getting a new internet adapter, see if that works any better. So let me move this back here. I do apologize about that. Hopefully I will fix that come next week. Yeah, I think it's a issue with the internet here. So let's move forward, if you will. So the link I already put in the web page, so you can follow along with me. if you can. Let me go over here. So the very first thing they're talking about are these new soccer pops. Not a big fan of soccer. I know a lot of people are. I do apologize for the kind of the mashup of the stream tonight. I didn't think the internet would just choke as badly as it was. Probably if I reboot our router, it probably would fix the problem. That being said, let's move on. They did a lot of soccer stuff. Um, Again, not a big fan of soccer. A lot of people are real big fans of soccer. They had a bunch of soccer stuff here. Again, I don't know anything about soccer, so those are the first two images you'll see after you scroll the page down. Well, actually, they have a total of 7 pops they're releasing. Then they're doing stuff for the new Cyberpunk, the new Keanu Reeves movie, Cyberpunk. I think it's 2077. Yeah, that's what it is. Cyberpunk 2077. It looks okay. Uh, I don't know much about what they're trying to do. Cyberpunk, of course, was the stuff that came out of the Neuromancer stuff, the Neuromancer books. That's kind of where Cyberpunk was really derived from as a novel. If you look it up online, you can see what I'm talking about. It's a well-known. It came from a book called Neuromancer. Of course, I know weird, stupid things. It came from a book called Neuromancer. So if you look it online, that's what kind of Cyberpunk came from. Then they have some new Harry Potter pops, which look pretty good if you're in the Harry Potter sort of vein, if you like Harry Potter stuff. They have stuff with the invisibility cloak, a new Dumbledore. Um, some decent looking pops, so they look good. You have a Funko Shop one on there, and you have a Barnes and Noble exclusive as well. So if you like those, that's gonna be up your alley. Below that, they have some 10 inchers going to be there. It looks like we're going to have a Voldemort 10 inch and a Dumbledore 10 inch. Again, looks pretty good. Most likely, I'm going to make the assumption probably Target on those. I would make the guess. The Star Wars ones are pretty cool. That I will admit on. The Star Wars ones look pretty good. And the reason why I think they're pretty good is because we're getting this weird looking Vader coming out of like the that chamber he normally goes into where he's like when he has his mask off so he doesn't basically die. It looks pretty good. They have a solo on Carbonite. I thought we had a solo on Carbonite before, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure that we had a solo on Carbonite. I know we had a solo being wheeled out by Boba Fett as a movie moments kind of piece, a two-piece. It was kind of a set piece where you saw Solo moving Boba Fett on the floating carbonite slab from the end of Empire. I know that came out, but I thought we had a Solo in carbonite before. Maybe not like this, but that looks good. We're also going to be coming out with a Luke on a Tauntaun. We already had Han on a Tauntaun, which was part of the Smuggler's Bounty, which I have the Smuggler's Bounty Han. I might be getting the Luke one just so I can have them as a set piece. I think it'll look really good having both of them side by side. I think that would look really, really well to set both pieces off. Then we have another Solo, which was basically is in handcuffs, which was before he got hit with before he got put into the carbonite freezing. You have Leia, which I believe is from that same scene. You have an older Leia, and we have Luke with Yoda on his back. It looks like from what I'm seeing there. So it looks pretty good for the Star Wars stuff. If we move down below that, again, the link we're looking at, guys, if you want to know what I'm looking at, it's coming from the Bleeding Cool website. I put the link in the description box as well as applied it to this chat. So if you're looking for where this information I'm pulling it from, is from that page. I'm working from my way top to bottom. Again, I would be using my stream, but unfortunately I keep getting disconnected. So my internet is not as fast or as reliable, or it's my web adapter. I'm probably going to look into a new network card, a little wireless card, which might fix my problem. I'm hoping by next week. That's my thought process there. So hopefully that will be taken care of sometime in the next week or so. Hopefully fixing my internet speed. That's the goal at least. Below that, to the left side, we have a Batman and Robin. From the Batman and Robin movie, we have Poison Ivy and a Mr. Freeze. And to the right of that, we have a Penguin and a Catwoman from Batman Returns. So they're doing some of the old school Batman properties, at least. So I'm very, very happy about that. Below that one, we have Batman Forever. We have a Two-Face, and we have a Riddler for Batman Forever. To the right, we have a 10-inch Joker. I'm going to make it from the Dark Knights trilogy. I'm making the assumption that that Joker is probably going to be a Target Joker or a maybe a GameStop or FYE or Hot Topic. One of those four stores will have this Joker. My thoughts probably Target. Target's usually pretty much infamous for having the 10-inch pop, so I'm guessing that's probably going to be a Target. Next, we move down to a Deathstroke, but I believe there's also going to be a Deathstroke, but it's not listed on this website as and a red hood. So I think they took the same sculpt. If you notice, the Deathstroke is kind of the blacks on one side and sort of the brownish tan colors on the right. On his right would be his right is the black side of his costume, and the left side would be the tan. There's a Red Hood version coming from a Red Hood. I think it's Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's a comic cover where they're kind of like coming into each other. That's where they're taking liberty from that, and there's going to be a Red Hood as well. I don't know if it's going to be if it was part of the London reveal, but there is one. I've seen it before with this pose talking about it. To the right of that, we have a Harley Quinn Hot Topics. She's sort of in a kind of like a swimsuit. I wouldn't say bikini, but a swimsuit in her typical Harley sort of headdress that we're very, very familiar with. That's a Hot Topic exclusive. To the left of that, right below it, we have a Wallace and Gromit. You have 3 pops there. To the right, I'm very, very happy. I spoke to a couple people on my channel about this. I want all 4 of those pops. Woo! Very, very, very badly. As you guys may or may not know, I'm a massive Gambit fan. I have Uncanny X-Men number 266. I have that comic. I love. It's graded at I think it's 8.5. I do own that book. I do have it, and Gambit's first appearance is in that book, Uncanny X-Men 266, done by Andy Kubert and Jim Lee. It was originally created. It was drawn by Andy Kubert and written by Claremont. Claremont, I believe. But it was originally Gambit was originally created by Jim Lee and Chris Claremont. That's who made Gambit. Love Gambit's character. They have a normal version, and they have a glow-in-the-dark Entertainment Earth exclusive. Most likely that Entertainment Earth's exclusive, you'll probably get it from their website, and probably FYE, because FYE usually has a lot of Entertainment Earth stuff. So if you have an Entertainment Earth by you, this will probably be coming out there as well. I would make the assumption as much. Apologies for the nose being stuffed up. We have Rogue in sort of this kind of punching stance. Looks really, really good. Her hair looks really, really big with one of those tiny, tiny bodies. So I'm assuming she's probably going to need a figure stand. Based on what I'm seeing here, I would probably bet figure stand. And then there's a Hot Topic version of her in a sort of a flight pose, which I want to get both of that. So all 4 of these pops I will be buying. That will be a toy hunt. I believe they're scheduled for a May release from what I've heard, but I could be incorrect on that information. So please take that with a grain of salt. I believe that's when it's supposed to be released, but I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong, but I've heard April or May for that release for that Gambit. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Moving below that to the left, fans of The Craft. I believe this is from the Craft movie. It looks like it is since it says Columbia Pictures. Yeah, so it has to be based on the Craft movie. Those look all right. An all-female cast. To the right of that, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space Wave 2. I believe it's Wave 2. So we have 3 more of those. Those look like normal ones based on what I'm seeing here. I don't see a list saying they're exclusive. So I'm making the assumption those are common. Which, if you're a fan of the old Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie that came out back in, I want to say, the early 80s, it was very, very campy, very, very corny. Very, very funny if you ever watch it. To the left of that, on the bottom, we have American Psycho. It was another movie that came out. Crazy, crazy flick. 3 pops in a wave. You have a Hot Topic exclusive version. You have one where he has the raincoat on with an axe. And there's a chase version of the same raincoat with a blood splatter over his, it'd be his left eye. If you look at it normally, it'd be his right eye. So it's a chase version. Probably I'm going to assume 1 of 6 on that one. To the right of that, you have concept art for the Adventures of the Gummy Bears. I might have to pick up that full wave. Mainly because I really remember the old school Gummy Bears cartoon. You know, dashing and daring. You know that cartoon from the Gummy Bears. They are the Gummy Bears. You know that song. It's a very infectious song, if you will. That's concept artwork for them. One of the guys is holding a little gummy bear juice. They're bouncing around. One of the guys has a little sword. I remember all the names for the characters because I used to watch Gummy Bears a long time ago when I was a little kid. Um, when I was very young. I remember the Gummy Bears cartoon. So very cool pop there. Below that to the left, we have the Great Mouse Detective. Three different mouse characters. Never saw the movie. Look good. Nothing exclusive there, what I'm seeing, which is always nice. I like it sometimes when when these pops are more widely available, and you don't have to go through different stores to pick them up. I can understand if they're doing it with, let's say, it's an exclusive to a particular store, like a different paint variant or different sculpt has it. That's fine by me. But sometimes I do like it when anyone can get them. That's my point on there. To the right of that, we have something called Disney's Pixar's Onward. I'm not really sure what that's all about. We have one, two, three, four. You have 7 characters. You have some. You have Amazon exclusives. You have a Hot Topic with a Hot Topic chase. The only thing different it looks like is the horn color for the unicorn. What I'm seeing here, let me get a little closer to the image to verify that or not. It looks like it in the image, so I'll make sure about that. Yep, the only thing that looks different is the unicorn horn from what I'm seeing. I can't tell if there's a tail or not, if the tail might be a different color, because I only can see it from the head-on shot, so that I do not know. Going down to the next row, we have Hobbs and Shaw from the new Fast and Furious franchise. This looks to be just standard pops. No chases, no exclusive stuff. Again, I do like that. If you're a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, that might be something you'd be interested in. To the right of that, we have more SpongeBob. They're making another wave of that, another 3 pops. No exclusive stuff there. Going down the next row, we have Dinosaurs. Not your mama, that one, from the TV show. We have 5 pops, no exclusives. What I'm seeing here now, there could be exclusive, maybe they're later, but based on what is currently being released, the information doesn't say they're exclusive. I would say in the image if it says exclusive. I'm not seeing exclusive here based on what I'm seeing on the image. To the right of that, we have Star Trek Discovery. If anyone's curious, yes, I did see the first episode of Picard. I did enjoy it. If you're fans of Next Generation, you should absolutely watch it. Make sure if you watch Next Gen, watch the last episode, and definitely watch Nemesis. You need to know what happened going into the Picard TV show. Hobbs and Shaw looks really good. I'm happy, Jackie, on that one. There are no exclusives. Again, I do like it when they make them more available so anybody can get them. I do like when they go down that road. So it's definitely better, at least from what I think, from that perspective. Can you guys still hear me okay? Please let me know in the chat. Again, I can't hear myself talking, so I'm making the assumption that the mic is okay. Below that, we have Murder, She Wrote. We have just 1 pop. Mrs. Fletcher, I believe her name was. I remember Murder, She Wrote, because my mom used to watch that show. 1 pop, no chase, no exclusive, which is fine there. To the right of that, looks like concept artwork for Creepshow. I know they brought back Creepshow fairly recently. I used to watch Creepshow. They did the Creepshow movies back in, I want to say, the late 80s. I could be wrong there, but I believe it was the late 80s for those. To the next line, we have Fantasy Island. We have 2 pops. This looks not based on the new movie, but based on the original TV show. Thanks, Jackie. Based on the original with Mr. Rourke, Ricardo Montalban, based on that original property. Now, if you were not familiar, they are doing a remake for Fantasy Islands, a new movie coming out, and it looks to be some type of horror film. Kind of, sort of, because that's kind of what the idea of Fantasy Island was all about. The island lets you fulfill fantasies. That's the whole point. But it looks either it's going to be a horror or a like suspense drama with like a bit of horror. It looks like horror from the trailers. Next one over, we have what I see here is Legend of Korra, and it looks like all of them, with the exception of one of them, which, if I remember correctly, Legend of Korra is the spin-off to The Last Airbender. So they have looks like a Hot Topic, and I'm assuming there's going to be a Hot Topic Chase version, but it's kind of odd. They only show one picture, and it says just Hot Topic exclusive Chase. So usually you would think you would have the Hot Topic version of this pop and a Chase version of that same one as well. So maybe the one to the right of that is the Hot Topic exclusive, and to the left is the Chase. That's kind of what I assume they mean, not based on the same identical pop. Which one, Jackie? Legend of Korra or Fantasy Island? I know. I mean, Legend of Korra is a newer show. I think it ended a few. It's either still going on now, but I know it's fairly new after Airbender ended. I know it's a newer show. So we have 5 pops in that wave, and it looks like potentially 2 of them are exclusives. Next row, we have some more heavy metal pops. We have Slayer. It's going to be 3 different characters, 3 different guys, and there are no chases. Looks again all common. I do like that. To the right of that, we have concept art for ZZ Top. It looks like the drummer comes with a drum kit, which is something a little bit different. We haven't seen that before, as far as I know. It's the main group itself. It would have been cool if the guitars would have been Fancy Al. Yep. I used to like to watch. I used to watch it all the time. It would have been cool if the guitars would have moved, like if they made some type of articulation of the guitar, because that's what the thing they do in their videos all the time. They spin their guitars, or their. I think they both play guitars. That would have been cool if they would have done something like that, where like you would plug it in, and it would be like on a spinning joint. That'd be kind of cool, a little bit different for Funko. Next we have this is all music stuff. Next below that on the left we have Slipknot. We have 3 pops there for the kind of metal band. Not sure. We only have 3, which is fine. These look to be concept art on these ones. They're all normal, not chases. I'm happy about that. If you're not familiar with Slipknot, they're kind of really hard rock, metal. If you're not a fan of metal, you won't even like them. They always wear masks or are always covered up so you can never see their faces. To the right of that, Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. Yep. To the right of that, we have Aerosmith. This looks to be, I guess, concept art for them, but they do look good. Steve Tyler and the guitarist. I'm happy again, not chases. I mean, not exclusives. You can get from any store. Very, very happy about that. Next, below that, we on the left side we have Salt and Pepper. So we have 2 different pops there. Doesn't look like they're exclusives. I don't know why one's sort of in a side pose. I don't know why they did it that way. It's kind of weird how it's posed, how the pop is posed. But okay, I guess that's why they want to do it that way. But go figure. It looks okay. Not exclusive. You would think you would get this in a 2-pack. This to me screams 2-pack. They don't have Spinderella, which was their DJ. If you didn't know about of Salt and Pepper, they had a 3rd member, which was Spinderella, which was their DJ person, another girl. Which is surprised she's not in here. So go figure. I don't know why. Maybe they'll wait until normal Toy Fair in the middle of the year to release Spinderella. If they even get the license to do her. So it'd be cool if they do. The right of that, your hip hop fans, your rap fans, we have Eazy-E, Common Pop. It looks to be just drawings as well. It doesn't look like it's a pop yet. It looks like it's concept art, I would assume, but it looks good. It looks like Eazy-E. I do like the way it looks. You have Shania from Shania Twain. That's a single pop. Again, standard pop, not exclusive. Looks good. Lil Wayne. Again, I'm not a big fan of rap, so I guess one of the many little characters for rap. I guess that looks sort of like him. Again, I'm not a big fan of rap, but I assume it looks like him. So go figure. Again, I'm not a rap guy, so go figure. I assume it's him. So he looks good. He looks good. Below that on the left, we have James Brown. That looks like James Brown doing his little dance. Looks, again, nice looking pop, non-exclusive. He looks like he needs a figure stand. Because if you look down below his feet, you can see a figure stand there. And you would assume by his pose that he would need one just because the knees are bent. The knees are in a bent position. So you'd probably have to have one. And that looks like a normal pop, like one that's ready to go. To the right of that, we got Willie Nelson. This looks to be, again, a common pop. Looks good to me. I guess Ghost is the next one here. Looks like this is Ghost. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. Looks like it's a 1 of 1. Nothing special. I can't tell by, again, this. I don't know if it's concept art. It might be, but I'm not 100% sure about that. To the right of that, we have Weezer, which was the, I guess, it's one-man band sort of thing going, pop, rock sort of guy. Again, not exclusive, looks normal. Below that to the left, we got some He-Man stuff. Looks really, really good. We have a cool-looking He-Man, Prince Adam, a Sorceress. Um, uh, there's a tornado guy. I can't remember what his name is. He would spin around. I think he'd push both his legs and he'd spin around like a tornado. And I think you have the Serpent guy. Right to the right of that, we have He-Man riding Battle Cat. That is going to be a pop ride. He should be removable, as far as I know. I believe he's a pop ride. To the right of that, we have a Webster, both a Hot Topic exclusive, which is a metallic version, and the one below it, we have Mosquitor, which is next to him. And we have a 10-inch Skeletor, which is probably going to be, I want to say, either a Hot Topic or a Target exclusive, I would assume. It's not listed at the Funko shop, but usually, again, most 10-inch pops, usually Target has that sort of area kind of locked down. That's sort of their thing. So most of the 10-inch pops, not all of them, mind you, but most of them usually come from Target. So keep an eye open for those. If you're looking for that particular 10-inch Skeletor, that's definitely where you want to look for him, because he's probably going to be Target. I would make the assumption. He doesn't come with his Havoc staff. So I think it's just like the normal Skeletor, just blown up bigger. And that's all the ones we have listed there. Now, one more link I'm going to drop in is this one right here. It's a different line of Funko that they're launching at this at this event at the London Toy Fair 2020. And they're called Vinyl Soda Figures. From what they have listed on their site, there's apparently, for each figure comes in a vintage-style soda can picturing the respective character. There's going to be 20 figures in total, and it's covering the classics that made Funko popular. I'm quoting from their website, like Big Boy, Batman, Hanna-Barbera, and more. Each figure is also very limited, with a max of these cans going out to 10,000 product. Made like Batman and Wonder Woman to shorter runs like Batfink and Crusader Rabbit was only 5,000. On top of that, each figure will contain a chase variant, so if every one of 6, you could be lucky enough to pull a chase. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that these are sort of like going to be a blind box, where you can't tell what you're going to do until you open the can. I'm assuming it's going to be sealed in some way, so you can't just go to each one of these and just keep popping open until you find a chase. I'm assuming it'll be sealed. I would make the assumption. So the first one we'll talk is DC. You guys know I'm a big DC fan. We have Batman limited to 10,000 pieces, Robin limited to 7,500 pieces, and Wonder Woman limited to 10,000 pieces. Now, each one next to it, so if you pop them out, these are very, very stylized figures. It looks like the head's probably going to spin. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'm assuming the head will spin. There's going to be chases. And what's going to be different for these is they're different chases. At least for the DC ones, the Batman and the Robin are both gold. The Wonder Woman is a different color variant, but she's not gold. She's a different color. It looks like a soda can. It does, in fact, look like a soda can. So I'm assuming probably the top, based on what I'm seeing here, if you look at the top of the can, it's sort of convex and concave down near the top. I'm assuming that part will probably spin and probably pop the top off. I'm making the assumption. Do they give me a size? They do. So they're going to be 4 1/4 inches inside. So that means they're going to be taller than a pop, because most pops are 3 3/4 inches in size. Yeah, from what I'm seeing here. So they're a little bit bigger than your standard size pop, if you look at the scale. So just keep your eye for that. Next one is Hanna-Barbera. We have Fred Flintstone at 7,500 pieces, Barney Rubble at 7,500, Huckleberry Hound at 6,000, and Jabberjaw at 6,000. The Freds are chases, but they're just, Fred and Barney are color variants, and so is a Peter-Potamus. There's more than that. We have Peter-Potamus for the next one, and Grape Ape. So those are kind of the Hanna-Barbera ones. The Jabberjaw and the Huckleberry Hound are just a paint variant. Grape Ape is just a paint variant, but he's more metallic. It looks like he's metallic, and Jabberjaw looks metallic compared to the other two. And Huckleberry Hound is a reddish color. I hope so, Jackie. Last time I heard, most chases most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, are usually 1 of 6. If you're curious of what the ratio is usually if you buy a case of 6, one of those is usually to be guaranteed a chase. Most of the time, normal, let's say normal locations, let's say your FYEs or your Hot Topics, sometimes they just get stuff sent to them, especially FYE. They just have product that's sent. So most of the time, you can't even guarantee you're going to be getting a chase out of that stuff. It happens a lot with them, but not all the time. Moving on, so we have Peter Potamus, Grape Ape. Next group is Masters of the Universe. We have He-Man, Skeletor. Both are 10,000 pieces. And just 2 of those guys. He-Man, I wish I would have... This, I think, is a misstep, kind of, for Funko. They're making it like a green color. He-Man. This would have been a perfect opportunity to put Faker in. To making the blue He-Man, that would have been perfect as the chase. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe they couldn't get the rights to the Faker. Maybe they couldn't get the color right, whatever the case may be. Because you would think that this green one that you're looking at for He-Man looks kind of like a glow-in-the-dark. But it doesn't say glow-in-the-dark here. Reason why I say that is because if you look at the next row, which is Thundercats and Mumbra, that Lion-O looks like it glows in the dark. Especially since the image backdrop has been turned black and you see the red hair and the Thundercat belt glowing, that leads me to believe that's probably a glow in the dark. The Faker probably is going to be a glow in the dark, I would guess. The the Skeletor, different color, a little bit on the head, and his Havoc staff is a different color, and his battle harness is not, it's not purple, but it's black. And his loincloth is black as well. So there's touches definitely of different colors to the paint variants. It's just not a paint variant for the sake of paint variant. There are real touches and differences of color on the at least on the Thundercats one. Next we have General Mills. You got to do General Mills because that's one thing that's big with Funko. They do that all the time now, or General Mills stuff. The mascots, the cereal mascots, that's what they're called. We have Frankenberry, limited to 7,500 pieces. Count Chocula, limited to 7,500 pieces. This is kind of another complaint, I would say. This would have been perfect to do, let's say, a scented one. To make the Count Chocula smell like chocolate, that would have been cool. Making the Frankenberry smell like Frankenberry, like the smell of the cereal, that would have been perfect. Maybe they could have made it on the inside of the can. Maybe make just the can smell, like a scratch and sniff on the inside of the can. That would have been a cool idea, because usually when you put scratch and sniff stuff on a pop, especially the stuff like the Strawberry Shortcake Pops that came out, or let's say Moss Man, usually the entire pop is not covered in the scent. Usually a particular part of the pop, let's say around the head, has a piece of smelling material kind of taped on to give it that smell effect. But they could have done that kind of on these cans. I think that would have been a cool idea. Count Chocolate coming out as blue is a bit weird. I don't know why they picked that color. They sort of kind of just inverted the color and made it everywhere there's brown. They turned it pretty much blue, with the exception of his bow tie, which is brown, and his socks are yellow, and his kind of the shirt piece, the tux, is yellow as well. Frankenberry, that just made him, they inverted color to brown. Everywhere there's pink, they made brown. But these are supposed to be 1 of 6. Next is Big Boy. It's limited to 7,500 pieces. This is, of course, based off of the Big Boy sandwiches, which is what basically Funko broke in with. This is basically their mascot. If you really think of next to Freddy Funko, this is the first thing they really did. There is a chase version of Big Boy as well. Next, we have the Green Hornet. The Big Boy was 7,500 pieces. Green Hornet is limited to 6,000 pieces. Kato is going to be 6,000 pieces as well. Basically just color variants. There's no difference in the sculpt for these, for the soda cans. Identical sculpts, just in versions of the color. Again, it's supposed to be 1 of 6. I don't know what these are going to look like on the secondary market. I don't even know what the price point of these are going to be by themselves. I would probably make the assumption, probably in the same price range, I would guess, as a pop. I would probably put the price around probably $10 to $12 if you're asking my personal opinion of how much I think they're worth, for MSRP. That's what I think the price is. And they tell you on each can how many it's limited to. If you're curious how many pieces they have, it is stamped on each of the cans. I guarantee you probably these are going to be a bigger wave going down the road. There's going to be much more of these to show up. Next is Batfink, one of the smaller ones on the as far as the amount of piece count. You have 5,000 on this one, and you have the black and white version of him as well. Next we have Crusader Rabbit. I'm not sure where the property is for these guys, but Crusader Rabbit, go figure. That is 5,000 pieces. He's wearing a suit of armor, the normal one, and sort of like the Black Knight version. Instead of being it's silver, where the silver, it's black. That's the only difference. The normal face is identical. No difference there. And that's everything for London Toy Fair 2020. We finished everything up, guys. So that's all out of the way. With that being said, let's do a little bit of a Q&A. We got a little bit of time here to kill. We could do a little bit of Q&A. I thought we could go for about an hour. I had a little technical difficulties again, unfortunately, which does happen from time to time. But we could talk about Q&A if you guys want to discuss anything. It'd be very, very cool. Hopefully, the stream is still going okay, based on what I'm seeing here. I don't see it stop or lag or cut out. If we want to talk about anything, we can. If not, we'll cut the stream a little early. If you guys don't want to discuss anything, that's fine too. What we have coming up down the road, again, I'll talk about it so we can kill a little bit of time, is going to be, tomorrow we're going to be Funko Pop Battle Royal, rather. That's going to be Jason Voorhees versus the Alien Xenomorph. That's going to be tomorrow's Funko Pop Battle, that one should be pretty good. That one, all things should be a good matchup if everything goes according to plan. Thursday is going to be the unboxing with OMG. OMG is Tom Hanks's trade box. Him and I did a trade box. He'll be getting mine probably tomorrow. I'll be getting his probably either Wednesday or Thursday. So that's going to be a full unboxing on Thursday. Sunday will probably be a video, probably the next Funko Pop Battle Royal. Or it's going to be the talking about Rook 180. And possibly maybe even shooting the video for my giveaway. I'm going to be doing 2 giveaways in the near future. One is going to be Funko. One's going to be an action figure. I don't want to say what they are yet until I do a little video, probably like a 2-3 minute video talking about each item. And then going to be putting the giveaway up. In that video will be a link to, just like I do all my other giveaways, to the Gleam.io website to get involved in that giveaway. Yep. Rook 180 is coming back. Rook 180 is definitely coming back. It's going to be good. I'm changing it a little bit. There's going to be a little bit tweak to it. Just because I'm making it a little bit different. But I did pick up, when I was at the Go Toys at my local mall, which is not local to me. It's like a 30-minute drive. But a Go Toys and Toys and Collectible store, I picked up a ton of blind box stuff, which I talked about on the toy hunting video. So I picked up several different blind boxes to do on that. So there'll be some loyal subjects and some Funko stuff. So I have enough to probably do at least 3 or 4 Rook 180s. So that's going to be, in the next couple months, going to be doing Rook 180 stuff. So I'm very happy to do that. What do I think about all these new pops that'll be coming? I'm very happy that they're getting new franchises and new properties. Again, a big Gambit fan. I really wish it came out with Darkhawk. I said it before a long time ago. I'm a big fan of the B and C string heroes and villains. I do like Darkhawk, like Speedball, Sleepwalker, the original Ghost Rider, not the original Ghost Rider, but the new Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch. Not the new one. They have the Cosmic Ghost Rider, or when Punisher got the Ghost Rider powers. Not talking about those ones. I'm talking Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. That's when I used to read Ghost Rider from Marvel. I got out of Marvel a long time ago when they canceled Darkhawk's book. That ran for 5 years. It had 60 issues, I believe, or 50 issues. I stopped collecting Marvel. I used to do as far as Marvel books, I used to read a lot of Spider-Man, X-Men. Darkhawk was my book. Because Darkhawk kind of was the amalgam of both Iron Man and Spider-Man. a much darker, grittier hero. That's what Darkhawk was all about. If you've never heard of the character, look him up. He's like a C string B. I won't even call him a B string hero. He was a C string hero, but he has a big fan following. A lot of people do like Darkhawk, and he has shown back up in a lot of Marvel like little one shot books, mini series. He'll show up, but he hasn't had a new set of books, a new continuity, if you will. They haven't relaunched it in that way. Book 51 came out. A bunch of books got canceled back in the late 90s. They redid one-off books for those characters. I think last year or a year before that, either 2018 or 2019, they did these one-shot books that were picking up a year after that book ended. So picked up right after that book ended. So if the book ended hypothetically at book 30, the next book would be 31. Darkhawk ended issue 50, so the next issue was 51. So they kind of tried to continue the storyline, but it was a very very weird read because the character had such a transition from they retconned his entire backstory, and it was completely different how he got his power. Still got his powers the same way, but how the item works, the Darkhawk amulet, was completely different. It was retconned his entire history. So it was very very weird when they made these big changes. But definitely Rook 180 is going to be making a comeback. I have been working on, if you weren't aware, I've been working on part 2 of my P.O.Box 2016 versus 2019. That video's been doing very, 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 very well for me. It got a couple downvotes because I thought it would. I know it would. But I've been trying to sell things on eBay. And some of the items have sold. I don't want to mention what has sold for what price. You'd be very, very surprised and kind of shocked about what has sold and what price people are willing to pay for these collectibles. That was basically the social experiment as, are these worth anything? That's the idea behind me trying to sell this stuff. Will anybody pay anything for this stuff? That's the whole idea going forward. That's going to come out probably in a few weeks until I sell everything. Yep, some stuff sold. OMG, Tom Hanks. Some stuff did, in fact, sell. Um, Maybe not for as much as I wanted to sell for, but some stuff have sold. Again, I'm going to be relisting these every week. It's a 7-day auction. So some items have sold, some have gone back up for relisting. So I'm going to put screenshots of everything that has sold, and you'll see the legit selling price of what someone's willing to buy this stuff for. Again, you'll be surprised what this stuff is going for. So again, it was to see if there's value in any of these collectibles. I know that P.O.Box is once again trying to change their business model because they're getting such backlash over what this stuff is worth. Definitely, a lot of people have talked about things like this. They have. I'm not the only squeaky wheel, so to speak. A lot of people are not happy with P.O.Box, and they're trying to again reinvent themselves. I mean, their stuff was working years ago. Why they had to make this radical change and switching the boxes back to the way they looked before? They're making big changes now. You're doing like lotto scratcher cards where you can get more stuff. Different collectibles are showing up now. I'm not willing to give them any more money. I've already taken a risk on them not once but twice. I'm not going to get burned a third time. I strongly suggest anybody who watches this stream, who's in it live or watches it on video on demand, do not waste your money. Don't do it. It's just a trap. They're going to get you involved and try to get this subscription model underneath you, get you hyped up for something. They're going to switch everything, make everything glitz and glamour. They're going to say it's a perfect new, great new system. It's just more hyperbole. It's just BS. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't get fooled and get put into this trap. I have not seen any good subscription boxes come around lately. Collector's Case, I don't know what's going on with them. They've disappeared. Their site is down. So I'm assuming they're out of the picture. Nerd Block is trying to make a comeback, but they're basically done. The only real big players in town, you had Loot Crate, which is, I think they're getting bought out. I think they're in trouble as well, from what I've heard. I think they're being purchased by somebody. Geek Box, I'm not 100% sure. Pop in a Box might be something to go with, but I'm not sure what my next subscription box is going to be yet. I don't know. That's why I like doing trade boxes. If you guys, besides, I know OMG is going to be doing, me and him are going to be doing a box. If you want to do a trade box, hit me up on social media. You can always shoot me an email at rookgeekgoodness@gmail.com if you want to do a trade box. I usually show a collection of my stuff. Send me pictures of your stuff so that we can work out what to get for each other. I love shopping for trade boxes. I love getting involved. It's very, very fun to do these trade boxes. It's highly, highly enjoyable. Yeah, and that's another problem. The business models aren't sustainable. You got to think way, way ahead to get this stuff going. You got to think way, way ahead and get these items in a monthly basis and get it going. It's very, very difficult to do. You got to have a tremendous amount of forethought, and you have to have means to get all this stuff. So it's very, very difficult to wrangle all these people in to do something like this. But we're coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. Excuse me, the 10 o'clock hour, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? Definitely, definitely. Yeah, OMG, it's very fun to put the box together. Put a lot of thought into these boxes. I don't. When I put a trade box together, I literally go all in. I try to get. I try to think of myself as that person when they get this item. Will they like this item? Is it worth the money? Can I get a good deal on this thing? Because the more I can put into this box, the better, or I hope the better experience you're going to get. I guarantee from OMG, when he gets this box, it's going to be better than any subscription box he will ever open, ever, period. I do not cut corners when it comes to trade boxes. You've seen me talk about trade boxes before. I put links into people when I've done my openings from them, and even when they've opened my box to them, I put links in the video for it. I know that OMG doesn't want to do video stuff, and that's fine by me. I don't want him, if people aren't comfortable shooting video, I know that to do stuff like this is not very easy for people. It took me a while to get comfortable in front of a camera. For many, 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 many years, I couldn't talk in front of a room. I learned to gain confidence to talk in front of a camera to learn this craft. This is a hobby for me, and I enjoy doing it. But yeah, the trade box stuff is very, very fun. It's better than any subscription box you'll ever see. At least from my personal experience. Hopefully you'll enjoy your box. Uh, yep, very, very cool. It's cool, MG, and I will not post that on my channel. I will only post it if you want me to post it. I can upload it if you want me to. Let me know if you want me to do something like that. It's surely up to you. Last thing I want to do is put pressure on someone. I'll rather keep it private. Absolutely. Last thing I want to do is make someone feel uncomfortable. That's not what I'm trying to do here. That's not what I'm all about. As you've seen me from my videos, my streams, everything I've done on my channel, I'm basically a very family-friendly way of shooting a medium. I try to keep the vulgarity down. I try to make my audience as wide as I possibly can. Could I probably get more subscribers by having like a mouth like a sailor, which I normally do? I usually don't really have a clean, Rook outside of this. I'm unfettered. But when I talk on YouTube, I try to keep everything clean. I try to have a very clean model. Because I know a lot of kids watch my content, and the last thing I want to do is piss off parents or take it in a direction I don't want to go to, and that's not what I do, and that's not what this channel has been about. I could have gone down that road and maybe make it more, grittier, more streamlined in that respect, but that's not what I wanted to do. It's not the audience I was hoping for. So with that being said, guys, we're coming up to 10 o'clock p.m. I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight. Only a few people, which is fine by me. I hope you guys do enjoy the stream. If you didn't catch it live, catch it on video on demand. It should be going up probably 15, 20 minutes. Again, I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight. I got apologies for the technical difficulties. I kind of had to make an audible, make a switch on the fly. So I want to thank everybody who came in. I'm going to cut the stream in 3, 2, 1. Take care, guys. See you next stream and video. And good night.